बाद टाटा रिलायंस अदानी का डीमार्ट का बताया था, एंड फिर उसके बाद हमने ये
अरे यहाँ तक लिखा है ना, पब्लिक बिल्डिंग, ट्रांसपोर्ट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, पब्लिक और पब्लिक सर्विसेज, ये लिखा ना, क्या लिखा था?
स्टार्टिंग का डेफिनेशन लिखा था पब्लिक वर्क।
दो जने मत, एक जना बात करेंगे।
पब्लिक वर्क एंड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जो है उसकी डेफिनेशन लिखी थी।
हाँ तो क्या लिखी बताओ ना, पढ़ो उसको, पढ़िए।
Public works are a broad category of infrastructure projects financed and constructed by the government for recreational, employment, health and safety uses in the community. They include public building, second transport infrastructure, third public spaces, fourth public services.
इतना लिखा ना?
Yes sir.
हाँ तो सही है। फिर पब्लिक बिल्डिंग में नाउ यू राइट डाउन म्यूनिसिपल बिल्डिंग्स, दे आर पब्लिक बिल्डिंग के सामने लिखी है। नाउ यू राइट डाउन पब्लिक बिल्डिंग्स में भी म्यूनिसिपल बिल्डिंग, स्कूल बिल्डिंग एंड हॉस्पिटल बिल्डिंग्स। मयूर पटेल। श्रुति, हाँ यू आर हियरिंग ना? पब्लिक बिल्डिंग में क्या लिख रहे हो? म्यूनिसिपल, स्कूल, हॉस्पिटल। इन द ट्रांसपोर्ट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, रोड्स, रेल्स, ब्रिजेस, रोड्स, रेल्स, ब्रिजेस, pipelines. Shruti, you keep your mic open and give me the response, okay?
Yes sir. Yes sir.
So you can repeat the thing. In the transport
infrastructure,
road,
pipeline, road, bridge, railways,
canals, ports and airports. अब इसको यू वाला कौन है? उसको क्या प्रॉब्लम थी? नाउ यू टेल मी। क्या जोशी? हाँ, व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? So you can talk to your colleagues na about this, okay? You just start writing with this present, okay? एक दो तीन। कुणाल, 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 कुणाल जेठा। हाँ, ज्वाइन करके नहीं, ऐसा तो नहीं कहीं चले गए? Therefore I am asking. हाँ, और ये क्या है? ये चौहान कौन है? नागेश, नमन चौहान है। अच्छा, दो चौहान है। ओके, सो ट्रांसपोर्ट वाला हो गया। देन पब्लिक स्पेसेस। पब्लिक स्पेसेस आर public squares, parks, beaches. ये श्रुति।
yes sir.
हाँ, पब्लिक स्पेस में पब्लिक स्क्वायर, पार्क्स, where the seas exist, then beaches, then public services, water supply and treatment, comma, sewage treatment, electric grids, dams. Okay?
Yes sir.
Means public works also you can write, and other usually long term physical assets and facilities.
So usually long term
Physical assets and facilities. फिजिकल समझ रहे हैं ना, फिजिकल एसेट्स, लॉन्ग फैसिलिटीज,
Physical assets and
फैसिलिटीज. नाउ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर लिख लिया था क्या पहले अपन ने?
no sir.
If you are going through your this syllabus, the first is the public work, then infrastructure, and then overview of the. So let us start the infrastructure. Okay. Infrastructure is general term. Infrastructure is general term for the basic physical systems. For the basic physical systems of a business, comma, region, or a nation. निका?
Yes sir.
Infrastructure include, ये थोड़ा रिपीट हो रहा है, include transportation system. Infrastructure include transportation systems, communication network, sewage, water and electric systems. Water and electric systems. These systems tend to be capital intensive. These system TEND tends to be capital intensive. All are comfortable with my speed?
Yes sir.
Able to write the things? Huh?
Yes sir.
Okay.
So
These system tend to be capital intensive. TEND tend to be capital intensive and high cost investments. And high cost investments and are necessary to a country's economic development, and are necessary to a country's country's economic development and prosperity. Okay.
yes sir.
Now change the paragraph. Projects related to infrastructure improvement. Projects related to infrastructure improvements may be funded publicly, comma, privately, comma, or you can write or through public private partnership. Projects related to infrastructure improvements may be funded publicly, comma, privately, or through public private partnership. Full stop. In economic terms, infrastructure often involves the production of public goods, or production processes that support natural monopolies. Now you write down some.
The last line repeat कर दीजिए.
The production of public goods or production processes that support natural monopolies. Now you write down 2-3 points. Point number 1. Infrastructure are the basic systems. Infrastructures are the basic systems that undergird the structure of economy.
That undergird the
structure of economy. Large scale infrastructure is usually produced by public sector but the small scale infrastructures can often be produced by private firms or through local collective action. नहीं, सीपीएम की है. स्ट्रक्चर की आज है तुम्हारी? स्ट्रक्चर की किसी की है? यस. क्या लिखा? लिख लिया पूरा?
Yes, sir.
थ्रू लोकल कलेक्टिव एक्शन. हाँ?
Yes, sir.
हाँ. थर्ड पॉइंट. As an investment, infrastructure tends to be less volatile. VOLATILE. Volatile.
Second pointer or what? Sorry.
Third है. As an investment, infrastructure tends to be less volatile. VOLATILE. You can write the meaning in the bracket. Volatile means liable to change rapidly. Bracket में tends to be less volatile. less volatile, volatile. Bracket में you can write volatile means liable to change rapidly, bracket close. Then some other asset, assets. And sometimes they seeks SEEK, seeks as an investment. They seeks as an investment. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So headings were for the fourth unit is the infrastructure planning. The unit number 4 heading is infrastructure planning in your syllabus. The first point in the fourth unit is public work and infrastructure, है ना, public work वो लिख लिया अपन ने. Then infrastructure, second it was the infrastructure. The third point is overview of the infrastructure. The next point is overview, title overview of the infrastructure. इसमें लिखिए public works, is a multi-dimensional concept. Public works is multi-dimensional concept in economics and politics. Public works is a multi-dimensional concept in economics and politics. Touching on multiple arenas, 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 area से arenas, including recreation, में क्या आता है? कोई can anybody give the example of recreation infrastructure?
Aesthetic.
हाँ, पहले recreation, दूसरा aesthetic था. I am asking about the example of recreation infrastructure. Can you give? Do you are well known the recreation word recreation?
Redevelopment.
No, not redevelopment. Recreation means मनोरंजन. Recreation, हाँ वो ठीक है, वो अलग शब्द है. और ये रिक्रिएशन मीन्स द पूरा एक है. रिक्रिएशन उसमें एक डैश है, क्रिएशन, तो दैट इज द रीडेवलपमेंट. बट दिस इज द फुल वर्ड रिक्रिएशन. रिक्रिएशन मीन्स मनोरंजन. तो मनोरंजन का कोई एग्जाम्पल दे सकते हैं? एग्जाम्पल फॉर द रिक्रिएशन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. जू है कि नहीं अपने यहाँ? म्यूजियम, पार्क्स, दोज आर द रिक्रिएशन. यस, देयर मे बी so many. If there amusement park is here in the Indore, like, okay, so there are
और सर sites, right, like जो भी sites हैं, temples है जो visit करने के लिए.
okay. Then aesthetics में, aesthetic, example of aesthetics. Aesthetics means क्या होता है? What do you mean by aesthetic? Word aesthetic. Beautification. Aesthetic means to beautify the city or to beautify the. दो तीन माइक चालू है. You don't. There may be trees, green space. Then some monument you can, like the World Cup, something in the Indore, Pipliana Choraya, some landmarks, maybe the aesthetic, for the aesthetic point of view. Landmark पढ़ा है ना अपन ने, landmark of the city, some, so this, that comes under the aesthetic, trees, green spaces, and some landmark like the World Cup Choraya or anything, some murtis like the Shivaji statue, some statue may be there. Okay. Then economy. Yes. Then economy. The next is economy. इकोनॉमी में ब्रैकेट में लिखिए गुड्स एंड पीपुल मूवमेंट, एनर्जी, कॉमा एनर्जी, गुड्स एंड पीपुल मूवमेंट एंड एनर्जी. द नेक्स्ट इज लॉ. लॉ समझते हैं? इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ऑफ लॉ. कैन गिव द एग्जाम्पल? एनीबडी गिव द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ infrastructure related to law?
Sir, इसके जो guidelines है, rules, regulations है.
That is right. But infrastructure, that is the police station or court. Okay. The infrastructure related to law is the police station and the court building, maybe high court, lower court, like this. Then next is the neighborhood. Neighborhood, NEIGHBOR, neighborhood. उसमें लिखिए ब्रैकेट में कम्युनिटी सेंटर, कम्युनिटी सेंटर्स, सोशल सर्विसेज बिल्डिंग्स, कम्युनिटी सेंटर्स एंड सोशल सर्विसेज बिल्डिंग्स. Full stop. It presents any constructed object. It present any constructed object that increase a nation's physical infrastructure. It represent any constructed object that increase a nation's apostrophe s nation's physical infrastructure. Now change the paragraph. Municipal infrastructure. Municipal infrastructure. श्रुति लिख रहे हैं?
Yes, sir.
Municipal infrastructure, comma, urban infrastructure. And rural infrastructure. And rural infrastructure. Usually represent the same concept. Usually represent the same concept but imply either large cities, large cities or developing nations. Concerns respectively. ओके.
Yes, sir.
ओके मैंने कहा. नाउ टाइप ऑफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. नाउ यू राइट डाउन द
Yes, sir. Fine.
type of infrastructure. Number one is soft infrastructure. Soft infrastructure. इसकी डेफिनेशन लिखिए. These types of infrastructure make up institutions that help to maintain the economy. Utkarsha,
Yes, sir.
right? You are writing, na? Are you writing?
Writing.
Right. Okay. These type of infrastructure make up institutions that helps to maintain the economy. Full stop. These usually require Mayur Patel. Are you there? No.
Then last year these usually require
These usually require human capital and help deliver certain services to the population. Examples include the healthcare system. मीन्स क्या होगा? हॉस्पिटल खोलेंगे तो क्या होगा? इट गिव्स द सर्विसेज टू द पॉपुलेशन. Healthcare system. Then financial institutions like bank. Financial institution, they are the soft type infrastructure. Healthcare system, then financial institution, governmental systems. Governmental system means these include the offices like PWD, Bridge Corporation, PHE. These are the soft type of infrastructure. Courts, then law enforcement. For the law enforcement, there may be the police station and the court buildings. And the last is the education systems. Okay, like the school, college. These are the soft type of infrastructure.
Sorry, same हमारा previous में भी आया अभी economy में मतलब body of the infrastructure right? Same ही है मतलब.
हाँ ठीक है ना, चलेगा ना. अलग अलग तरीके से पूछेंगे तो अलग अलग बताना पड़ेगा आपको, नहीं तो आपको मालूम कैसे पड़ेगा सॉफ्ट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. व्हाट इज द सॉफ्ट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर? नाउ वी आर कैटेगराइजिंग. We saw the general overview. Now we are categorize the thing. If you ask, can you tell me the hard infrastructure? अभी आप बोल रहे हो, it is repeating. Then can you tell me the hard infrastructure or critical infrastructure? You cannot, until and unless you study. Now next is this, after the soft infrastructure, the next is the hard infrastructure. Next is the hard infrastructure. Soft हो गया, किस किस को बोलेंगे? Now you write down the hard. These make up the physical systems. These make up the physical systems that make it necessary. These make up the physical systems that make it necessary to run a modern, industrialized nation. Modern and industrialized nation. Example includes roads, highways, bridges. These are not giving the some services, but these are comes under the hard infrastructure. We can use these things, roads, bridges. Directly we can use the hard infrastructures, roads, highways, bridges, as well as the capital assets needed to make them operational, as well as the capital assets needed to make them operational. ट्रांजिट बसेस एग्जाम्पल में मेक देम ऑपरेशन के लिए क्या होगा? रोड्स को ऑपरेशनल देने के लिए क्या चाहिए अपने को? ट्रांजिट बसेस चाहिए, व्हीकल्स. बसेस चलाने के लिए क्या चाहिए? ऑयल रिग्स एंड रिफाइनरीज. ऑयल रिग्स एंड रिफाइनरी. क्या लिखा हार्ड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में? रिपीट करेंगे कोई? Somebody repeat.
This make the physical system that make it necessary road, highways
to run a modern industrialized nation. नहीं, necessary to run a modern industrialized nation. Then example includes roads, highway, bridges, as well as the assets. Yes.
Needed to make them operational. Transit, like example, transit buses, oil rigs,
refineries. And vehicles also. Vehicles may be trucks and all. Transit buses, apart from the buses, vehicles. Other vehicles also include this thing. Means maybe your city bus, maybe the auto rickshaw, maybe the transport thing. Now the third one is the critical infrastructure. The third point is the critical. First is the soft, second was the hard infrastructure, and third one is the critical infrastructure. These are assets defined by the government. These are assets defined by the government as being essential to the functioning of the society These are the assets defined by government as being essential to the functioning of a society and economy. Such as facilities for shelter, such as facilities for shelter. Shelter ने समझते हो? What do you mean by shelter? Can give me the example of shelter?
Home, house, apartment, tenement,
Okay.
and building.
So some maybe the orphanage buildings for the old people, old age home. Maybe the your bus stop also, maybe it comes under for the shelter while you are waiting for the buses or something to avoid the sun and rain. Okay, so yes, right, you are shelter and heating, such as facility for shelter and heating. It is these things come from the foreign. So in the foreign there is a cold, है ना? So they also require the heating space, like in the our hill stations. They are not in the India, I think, but in the Switzerland. If you go to the top, there is a building with the glass all around, and if you as you comes out of the building, it is very cold. The ice is there everywhere. If you feel very cool, then you go inside. The heaters are placed there to heat, give the heat. Okay. Then telecommunication. Telecommunication comes under the critical infrastructure. Then public health. Public health. Next is the agriculture things. Agricultural things. In United States, there are agencies Shruti Gupta gone. मयूर पटेल इज देयर? क्या मेरी आवाज जा रही कि नहीं भाई? जा रही है?
जी सर।
आ रही है?
बिल्कुल सर।
तो श्रुति गुप्ता इज गॉन, आई थिंक. कुणाल, आर यू देयर? देन नमन, मयूर पटेल. Mayur Patel is not there, I think. Shruti? No. Okay.
Please, sir, could you please repeat one more time?
Pardon? Pardon? Repeat. Okay. In the United States, there are agencies responsible for these critical infrastructures. In the United States, there are agencies responsible for these critical infrastructure. Yes. श्रुति.
Yes sir.
मैंने कहा श्रुति चली गई क्या? अभी तो यू लीव द जॉब ना श्रुति?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Intimation date, yes.
ओके.
हेलो.
हाँ मयूर.
यस सर, मैंने भी आवाज दिया था लेकिन आवाज आ नहीं रहा था.
अच्छा ओके ओके चलो कोई बढ़िया. गुड गुड. So in the United States there are agencies responsible for this critical infrastructure and the Department of Energy and for the Department of Transportation. For the Department of Energy and Department of Transportation. Along with these sectors, infrastructure includes waste disposal services. Previously it was not there. The telecommunication comes I think 25 years 30 years back, है ना. And this is the very new disposal of the waste disposal. It is also today also it is in the few major cities like Indore. It is not everywhere. So infrastructure for the waste disposal service such as garbage pickup. अपने यहाँ वैन आती है to collect the garbage pickups are there, and local dumps. Certain administrative functions often covered by various government agencies. I ask somebody to give me the response and keep your mic open.
सर एक्चुअली डिस्टर्बेंस यहाँ पे डिस्टर्बेंस होगा इसलिए मैंने माइक ओपन नहीं किया. अदरवाइज आई एम राइटिंग एंड फंक्शंस.
Okay. Any other can keep the mic open and give me the response. मुझे लगता है कि कोई नहीं सुन रहा मुझे. Okay. So I want the response. Shruti, is there any problem? Shruti. Then Mayur.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Do you any problem to keep your mic open?
No, sir.
So you keep it open and give me the response. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You repeat the last word. You can repeat the last word. So along with the क्या लिखा अभी? Certain administrative functions often covered by the various government agencies are also considered as a part of the infrastructure. Certain administrative functions often covered by the various government agencies are also considered as a part of the infrastructure. Full stop. Educational and health care facility may also be included. Educational and health care facilities may also be included. Along with specific research and development functions. Along with specific research and development functions. And necessary training facilities. Now I am giving you the homework, little homework. you write down the electric type of this example of these infrastructure. Electric, the first is the electric infrastructure. Then telecom, next is the telecom. Then transport. We already covered this point, but it is seen in the syllabus again and again. So, what can I do? So, you can give the example: electric infrastructure, telecom infrastructure, transport infrastructure, then water infrastructure. It may come in the exam that you write the example of these and explain the electric these things and give the example. So, electric, telecom, transport, water, है ना. Now, there are infrastructure planning steps. There are some steps to plan the infrastructure. क्या हुआ, सब सो गए?
सर इलेक्ट्रिक, टेलीकॉम, ट्रांसपोर्ट और वाटर और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर,
इनका एग्जाम्पल और इसका डेफिनेशन लिखना है आपको, ठीक है.
यस.
नाउ द नेक्स्ट हेडिंग इज द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्लानिंग. इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्लानिंग.
सर ये तो हो गया था ना.
प्लानिंग हो गया है, स्टेप्स लिखवा दिया मैंने, देखो क्या लिखा है. व्हाट आर द स्टेप्स?
पब्लिक हुआ है इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फर्स्ट स्टेप, सेकंड इज इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्लानिंग.
हाँ, तो प्लानिंग का डिटेल कहाँ पढ़ा अपन ने? प्लानिंग का डिटेल कहाँ पढ़ा है? हाउ यू विल प्लान हाउ यू विल प्लान.
यस सर, सिर्फ उतना ही लिखा हुआ.
हाँ, so you now write down the steps for infrastructure planning, how you will go step by step. It includes the 12 steps. 12 steps are there to plan a infrastructure. Infrastructure planning steps, this is the heading. The point number 1, first step number 1, to identification of the long term goals. Identification of the long term goals for the desired condition of community. Identification of the long term goals for the desired condition of the community. लिखा क्या?
यस सर.
कैन यू एक्सप्लेन दिस? क्या होता है इसका मतलब?
सर जैसे हम कोई भी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की प्लानिंग करते हैं तो हम हमें लॉन्ग टर्म गोल लेके चलते हैं. फ्यूचर सेफ्टी के लिए क्या क्या कंडीशंस रहेंगी, सेफ्टी रूल्स,
हाँ,
की लाइफ.
yes, so you give the example, you can give the some example. If somebody wants ki now you need one more water tank in some area, because one it is not enough, it was constructed 10 years back. Now the population is going on increasing day by day. So you identify the thing, you need a water tank, new water tank here. So this is one of the example. You want the signal at particular Choraya. Some in the previous days the traffic was not so much, so it was gone, people doing themselves, manage themselves. But you are seeing that day by day there was no signal, but now it is needed to put the signals on that Choraya. Like this, you identify the goals. Sometimes you need the BRTS because people are becoming late to going to their college or to the service. So BRTS is needed for those things, so public can go to the and save the times, like the metro. Because it is very difficult to travel by the road everywhere. In the metro cities, it is time consuming. It takes the 2 hours to go from one place to another place by the road. But if you go by the local trains, like in Mumbai or in Delhi, like the metro, you will guaranteed reach by 10-15 minutes, because there is no obstruction as it is in the road. There is a road jam, something is there, VIP is going. So these things are not in the metro or local trains. So as the time you identify the goal, what you need. Sometimes you need the extra grid, for the electric load is going on increasing, number of ACs and number of things are going day by day, they are increasing. Where there was a one bungalow, it is a multi-story building nowadays. So 10 people or 20 people are staying there. So it needed the more electricity or more water supply or more sewage line, bigger sewage line. So you identify the goal and accordingly you plan the things. Now the second step involves assessment of the current condition of the community. Involves assessment of the current condition of the community. Results in the identification. Involve
assessment of
current condition of the community. Current condition of the community. Result in the identification of the problems. Results in the identification of the problems as well as assets. Identification of the problems as well as the assets. Means you involve, if I can ask you, the students also, I can involve the students कि आपको क्या परेशानी हो रही है यहाँ पे रहने में. Are you having the you cannot have the means rental property nearby the college, you don't have the public services to come to the college, you don't have the bhojanalayas nearby you. So we can identify the problem by involving the general public कि what are the problems. Understood? समझ में आया है? पब्लिक को इन्वॉल्व करेंगे कि आते टाइम क्या क्या तकलीफ हो रही है. बोले कि इस चौराहे पे हम बहुत अटक रहे हैं, इस चौराहे पे सिग्नल नहीं है तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम आ रही. सो वी कैन आइडेंटिफाई. इस चौराहे पे यदि ब्रिज बन जाता है तो यू कैन कम डायरेक्टली. सो दीज आर द थिंग्स वी कैन इन्वॉल्व द पीपुल टू आइडेंटिफाई द प्रॉब्लम्स. द थर्ड इज once the problems are identified, planning team refines the inventory. Planning team refines the inventory of available resources. Planning team refines the inventory of the available resources. Available resources means क्या हो रहा है? If on the one चौराहा there is a conjunction, so immediate available resources he can put the signal. But to construct the bridge, it requires the more time to make the project, to submit it to government department, then related, then it forwarded to the Bhopal for the ministry, then he can construct the bridge. So, immediately he can make the solution with the available resources. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The next point is choose a goal for the project. Choose a goal for the project.
Done, sir.
Okay. The next is this step involves choosing a strategy. This step involves choosing a strategy to achieve a goal. This step involves choosing a strategy to achieve a goal using previously identified resources. Using previously identified resources. Now you should make the strategy for the, if you want to make the BRTS. So you make the strategy ki how it can be. You want to make a road, fast road from Indore to Bhopal. So you make the strategy ki how it can make. You can make the BRTS also one of the, so somebody can build, the rich people can build and collect the toll. So this is one of the strategy, है ना. If there is a congestion of the traffic, you can widen the road. You can widen that road only. Something, if it is a AB road, you can, if it is possible, you can widen the road. Otherwise, there is a second thing, you can make a parallel other road like the ring road, because previous days it was the AB road only in the city. Still it was the Bombay Agra road, it was the national. Now it comes under the city, they make the ring road. After the ring road, it is also there are more traffic, they make the bypass. So it is like this to make the strategy.
Sir, what is BRTS?
BRTS,
Yes, sir.
रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट सर्विस है ना. और बी के लिए क्या आएगा, वो फास्ट है. ये फास्ट शब्द के लिए यू फाइंड आउट BRTS. गूगल करो BRTS क्या है.
Yes, sir.
क्या है बताओ.
Sir, कर रही हूँ.
बस.
हाँ.
यस यस, बस रैपिड ट्रांजिट सिस्टम. ओके, राइट, BRTS. ओके, so let me close today. So next, in the next class, your fourth unit will finish. I think
स्टेप्स है ना प्लानिंग की, तो 5 स्टेप्स ही हुई है.
हाँ, तो अभी 12 है ना. नेक्स्ट उसमें पढ़ेंगे, करेंगे ना. अभी मना कहाँ किया है. आज अब ख़त्म करते हैं थोड़ा सा. नेक्स्ट इसमें आपका फोर्थ यूनिट ख़त्म हो जाएगा. उसके बाद एक लास्ट यूनिट बचेगा. अभी तो क्लासेस लगेगी ना. कब एग्ज़ाम वगैरह, जनवरी में.
आया
नहीं आया. ओके, आज थोड़ा सा मुझे कुछ काम भी है. सो अटेंडेंस तो हो गई 1 2 3 4 5. ओके. हाँ, असाइनमेंट सबमिट नहीं कर रहे हैं आप लोग.
सर मैं लाई थी एमएससी में, पर आप थे नहीं एमएससी के बाद, फिर आप मिले नहीं.
सो मेरी अवेलेबिलिटी 10 to 12 है ओनली. So you arrange this time 10 to 12. Otherwise, my cabin is always open. There is no lock. You can keep and you give me the message. You can keep the assignment. Okay. So next time you keep it. Okay. So let me finish the class. Good day. Okay. So we'll meet on the next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
बंद कर दिया भाई.
Recording stopped.